Let's go with technology with the presenter OLANO TEAH. We'll be posting new videos on every weekend. I appreciate the comments, feedbacks, and suggestions so that I can improve on the gaps and issues. You can also comment on things that you want to learn so that I can prepare that for you. Let's spread technology across every homes, schools, including individual impartation. Let's make people feel part of it. Every kid needs technology just as we spread the gospel of Christ. Please share the video that your friends out there may benefit. Once again, I'm OLANO TEAH, prefers to be called the Guru B. Let's go on the weekend. It's technology, let's go. Good evening to all members of Go Technology. I apologize for the late upload of this video, but we hope that you enjoy this one. So basically today we're going to be dealing with introduction to Linux operating system, and we are going to be using one of the distros of the operating system, which is referred to as RedHat Enterprise Linux, and we're going to be using version 5 of it. So I'm going to take you to the theoretical aspect, just a brief of it, then we can go on to do some practicals. So let's go to the lectures. So what is Linux? Linux is the best known and the most used open source operating system. As an operating system, Linux is a software that sits underneath all of the other software on a computer, receiving requests from those programs and relaying those requests to the computer hardware. So I'll give you the diagram that better explain this. But even your Android phone runs basically on a Linux platform. So all of the applications and all the programs you have, they all sit above the Linux operating system. So the Linux operating system is beneath that software. So Android is an open source. You can do anything with it. You can do your own programming, your own coding with it. That's what makes it different from the Apples and other products. So that's what we say Linux is a software that sits underneath all of the softwares on a computer. So we're going to take you to a diagram that will better explain that. But before that, Linux operating system has primarily three components. We have the kernel, we have the system library, and we have the system utility. So the kernel is the core part of the Linux operating system. It is responsible for all major activities of the Linux operating system. It consists of various modules and interact directly with the underlying hardware. Kernel provides the required abstraction to high low-level hardware details the system of application programs. So kernel is the engine, is the code, is the, in science we call it the mitochondria of the entire operating system. This kernel speaks directly with the hardware, which has to do with the CPU, the hard drive, the RAMs, and everything. So it's the kernel that speaks to them. And we have the system libraries. System libraries are special functions or programs using which application programs or system utilities accesses kernel features. These libraries implement most of the functionalities of the operating system and do not require kernel modules code access rights. So if you're working on a Word application, that application sits above the system libraries. So your programs talk directly with it, and it talks to system utilities and the kernel. So system utilities are basically programs that are responsible to do specialized individual task level, like Microsoft Word, Excel, Windows Explorer. We have your web browser. So all of the applications that you use to do specialized tasks, they refer to as system utilities. So this is the diagram that I want to show you. So we have the Linux operating system, we have system software, user processing, user utilities, and compilers. So these are all specialized programs or things that we refer to them as the system utilities. And we have the system libraries which sit beneath the system utilities. And the system utilities talks to the kernel, and the kernel talks to the hardware. So that's how the Linux operating system runs. So next on today, I'm going to be sharing a link that you can go and read some more information about the operating system and how, especially the theoretical aspects. So basically tonight we're going to be executing few commands. We're going to familiarize ourselves with few of them. We have one of them will be revealing the current terminal. So revealing the current terminal means you want to see who is currently on that terminal. There are 7 terminals on the RedHat 5 Linux operating system. We have terminal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They are all command line or CLR terminals. Terminal 7, which is F7, is a graphical user terminal. So you access this terminal using Control Alternate F1 as terminal 1, Control Alternate F2, terminal 2 until you reach Control Alternate F7. So revealing the current login user. So you want to know which user or you are currently using or you're currently logged onto. So you can also view that. We'll be basically looking at how do we clear the screen if we have multiples writings or information on our screen. We want to just, it's like pushing the page up few steps and having you the displays a clear string. So we're going to be looking at history. So after executing all these commands and all these activities, you want to see what are some of the things that you did. But basically you can use that as a first contact of tracing what your staff were doing or what your child or whosoever was using the computer was doing in your absence. So we're also going to be looking at printing our working directory. So we want to know which directory you are currently working on, so that probably going to know the absolute relative path. We're also going to be looking at changing directories to your desired directories. So you want to leave from another directory, you want to leave from another folder. Basically that's how we call it. You want to leave from another folder to another folder. We're going to show you how to do that. So we're also going to be listing files and directories. So how do we list all of the things that we have within our folder or our directory. We're also going to be making a directory. We're going to be making folders. We're going to be making containers and things. So we're going to be copying file from one place to another. We're also going to be moving file from one place to another. We're going to be removing file from one place to another. And we're going to be creating a blank file. So let me take you to my visual environment where I have my RedHat Enterprise version 5. So I have my workstation 12 Pro. Here I have my RedHat Enterprise Linux version 5. So while we are waiting on this, I recommend that you leave your comments, you leave your suggestions, and give some things that you feel necessary for this initiative. We want to make sure we have everybody, one or the other, have an idea when it comes to the computer operating system or when it comes to information technology. So that's why our videos are diverse and we are like touching every aspect of this computer or information technology courses. So let's wait till we have our system loads and we can get back to it. I think I should probably increase my RAM. So maybe another day we're gonna be taking you through the Android operating system. I have installed that already, and we're going to be taking you to MicroTik, how to run MicroTik in a virtual environment. And basically it's good because you cannot continue to format your computer all the time. If you have new software, you have new operating system, you cannot continue to do that all the time. And also there are a lot of Linux distribution or versions. We have Ubuntu, we have Fedora, we have Debian, we have Kali Linux, we have RedHat. There are a whole lot of Linux operating systems out there. You can pick one and try to use it. Maybe another time, or based on your request, we'll also take you through the Ubuntu version of the Linux operating system. So let's see if our virtual machine is up, or we can get a business. Still taking some time. Okay, my people. So let's wait and see. Okay, our system is still turning on. Should increase this machine memory. Okay, so if our system loads, it asks you for your username. You type your username and type your password. Don't get my password. It's just a visual system. Begin here. We are about to do some configurations also to carry us through our class. So the first thing we had on our list was reviewing the current terminal. So how do we reveal which terminal we are currently working on? So basically, to open this terminal thing, just right click on the desktop, and do open terminal. So if the terminal opens, okay, so we, after right clicking on the empty space on the desktop, you click on open terminal. So if your terminal opens, it will give you the screen like this. So the first thing we have on our list was how to reveal the current terminal. So we want to see which terminal we are currently working on. We do that by doing TTY. So TTY is the command that we use to reveal the terminal we are currently working on. So from this we see that we are working on terminal 0, which is the graphical user interface terminal. And we achieve this terminal by default, or we can switch using the control alternate and F7. So this is how you view a terminal. You see a terminal from here, terminal 0. So that's how we view the terminal that we are currently working on. Okay, the next thing we have was to see which user is currently on this terminal. If we want to do that, which user is currently on the terminal? We do that by executing this command, who am I? So who am I will tell us which user is currently on this terminal. And now we are seeing that it is the root user that is currently on this terminal 0, which is the graphical user interface terminal. So our next thing we have on our list was trying to memorize. I don't want to come back here again. Clearing a string, viewing user history, printing working directory. So how do we clear the screen after tapping all of these things? We just tap clear and enter. So basically what it does, it push the page up a little bit. It did not delete all of what we have tapped. The page have been pushed up a few steps. So you can just get a glimpse at it. You see from the left panel here, from the right panel, the vertical scroll bar here, you can see there is a space here. So if you scroll up, you're gonna see what you have been tapping there. So we also have our next item. So to clear the screen once more, just tap clear, CLEAR, on the terminal. So the next thing was what do we have here again? I don't want to do things on my own. So viewing user history and printing working directory. Viewing user history. How do we view user history? Just tap history. Just tap history on the terminal and enter. So history will give us all what we have been working on. All of the things that we've been doing on the system. History is going to tell us what we've been doing. So again, you can use the CLER to clear. You can clear the screen, so it's going to push this page up so that we can have a suitable environment to see what we are tapping or what we are writing. Okay, so also the next item is printing our working directory. So we want to know which directory we are currently working on. So we do that by using pwd, present working directory or print working directory. So my present working directory is /root. So what as we go on after making directories, we will try to navigate into it and see this command how it works. So we have our next item would be, I think I can just go through this thing and forget about going out of that. So we'll be making directories. How do we make directories? You make directories by executing this command mkdir. It's almost like you are in Windows, you right click and do new and go to folder. So that's how you do it. Just tap mkdir. You can also do this in Windows in the command prompt and tap space and put the name of the directory you want to create. So the directory we are creating here is class 4. This is our 4th class. So type mkdir space and the folder name or the directory name. So this directory has been created. So how do we see this directory or to know if it was created? So just type ls. ls is going to list everything that we have in this /root directory. And if you check carefully on this string that opens, you will see class 4. Class 4, where are you now? Oh yes, thank you Jesus. Class 4. Where are you, my son? Oh, that's class 4 where I am, my people. Class 4. So now we see that we have created one directory. So how do we go into this directory? That brings about navigating or changing from one directory to another. So we want to leave from this our present working directory /root to another directory. So you do cd and the name of the directory. So you can basically tap cd space, which is change directory space, the name of the directory. So let's go back. If we want to go back to our root directory, what do? We type cd space dot dot. So cd space dot dot is going to take us back one step, which will take us to our /root directory. I just want to show you something here. For example, we want to go into this directory called class 4. You can basically type CLA and press the tab key. So the tab key is gonna, you are using that to complete your command. So if you have multiple directories that have class, so it's gonna list the first one. You can press tab continuously. You're gonna find the directory that you're looking for or you want to get into. So you can type cd space and type the name of the directory. So having make this directory, we want to see or want to print our working directory like we did before. So you can just type pwd. Pwd then is now telling us that we are in /root /class 4. So this is our directory that we are in. Again, how do we get out of this class 4 directory? You type cd dot dot and enter. So cd dot dot and enter will take us back to our /root directory. How do we know that we are in a /root directory? You type pwd. It's going to take us, or it's going to show us where we are. So now we're going to be making, we have already make directory. We are navigating the directory. We're going to be creating a blank file. And how do we create a blank file? You can use cat, you can use touch. So cat is basically it's not going to create a directory, but it's going to be used to show us the content of that file or that directory. So to create a blank file, you can just type touch and the name of the file, which is to this note. Or just today. So you can create multiple of it. Just type space again and type the next file tomorrow. So it's going to create out of these files. So they just create one file called tomorrow. So this file has been created called, you do ls. ls is going to list all of what we have in our /root directory. So now if you look here carefully, you're going to see the file called today. So if you come up here, so there's a file called today. So how do we copy this file called today to our class 4 directory that we created? So to copy a file to another directory, you can use cp. cp is used to copy is the command used to copy. So we can say copy today to where? Where do we want to send today? We want to copy today to /root /class4. So now if we go into class 4, we're going to see this file called today. So let's navigate into class 4. So now we see there is a file there called today. So now this is how we create a blank file, and this is how we copy the file from one directory to another. How do we remove this file that we created or that we copied into this directory? So to remove that, we use rm in the name of the file. rm in the file name today. So just step. So it asks everyone to remove it, and we say why or yes. So let's see if the file stayed there. So now our directory is empty. So that's how you delete a file from a directory, or that's how you delete your file on the Linux operating system. We're also begin looking at how do we delete that directory. So we created a directory today called class 4, but now we are in a directory, so we're gonna, if we want to delete that, I advise that we go back a step and before we can execute the command of deleting a directory. So we also talk about how do we move file. To move a file from one directory to another, you just step mv is used for move. So we want to move which file? We want to move again to this file and send it to. So let me show you something first. You do ls, and we're going to see there is a file here called today. As you can see on this screen, there's a file here called today. So we want to move that file called today to the directory we created called class 4. So move today to /root /class4. So definitely we do ls, we shouldn't see this file. If you check all over on the screen right now, let me just clear the screen. So let me clear the screen and do ls. So you can check all here today, you're not going to see that file because we have already removed it, or we already moved it to another directory. So let's move to that directory that we just moved our file to. Let's go into class 4. Class 4, tell what you have for us. Class 4 say I have today within. So today has been moved from /root directory to class 4 directory. So that's how we move file from one directory to another. And how do we delete a directory? We delete a directory by running this command rm -f df rn df. Let's see what's happening. So which directory we want to remove? Let's remove class 4. Can't remove class 4, it is a directory. So that the rm -f or -rf. So we want to recursively and forcefully remove this file. Since it says it is a directory, it cannot be removed. So let's forcefully do this. So now this directory has been forcefully removed from our computer or our /root directory. So if you check all into this directory, you will not see anything called class 4. So this is how we do it. This is just the introduction of the Linux operating system, basically the Red Hat Enterprise Linux version 5. So another day we're going to be taking you through other topics or exploring what are some bigger things that we can do apart from just this introductory part. So I want to say thanks for the time, thanks for the support. I'm going to share the link out here so that you can follow. If you want to download the image file for this Red Hat Enterprise 5 or the Red Hat Enterprise operating system, I'm going to share the link. Also, I'm going to share another link. I'm going to give you some documentations and some theoretical aspect of it. You can Google search, you can YouTube to get other useful information. So thanks for the time, and once more, I'm preferred to be called Guru B because I'm IT OLANO TEAH BLOH. Have a nice day. So how do you shut down this system? Click on system and do shut down. Shut down, you come here and do shut down. So shut down is shutting down our computer. Our visual machine is now being shut down. So let me take you to my home. Okay, so I think we have covered it all today. I want to say thanks for the time. So again, just a recap. Reviewing a current terminal, we use TTY. Reviewing a current login user, we use who am I. Clearing a string, we use clear. Viewing user history, we type history. Printing a working directory, we type pwd. Changing from one directory to another, we use cd. Listing files in directory, we use ls. Making directories, we use mkdir. Copying files, we use cp. Moving files, we use mv. Removing files, we use rm. And creating a blank file, we use touch. So I want to say thanks for the time and hope you enjoy today's lecture. Bye bye.